Manchester City, kings of the Premier League again.
What an achievement. Pep Guardiola as a manager wins 3 titles in a row for the 3rd time. They're only the 2nd team to do it in the Premier League era, and Pep Guardiola is only the 2nd manager to do it in English top-flight history after Sir Alex Ferguson, who, of course, is the only man to win the treble. Manchester City now 2 games away from that. They have won a 5th title in 6 years with 3 games to spare in the end. Let's get some more reactions. An incredible achievement without kicking a ball today. 5 in 6 then for Manchester City. Shay Given, the former City goalkeeper, is with us. Did you expect this to happen today without kicking a ball, first of all?
No, definitely not. Obviously, Forest are fighting for their lives, of course, but I thought Arsenal would have won today. I really did. Maybe even a draw, but just give credit to Forest. The job that Steve Cooper's done is phenomenal. And I think Arsenal, obviously, the race is run, isn't it? Arsenal maybe didn't approach the game properly. I suppose the same as Brighton last week. They didn't have the right mentality to really push it to the last 2 games of the season. So, yeah, huge congratulations to my old club. I don't know how they're going to celebrate because they've got a big game tomorrow in Chelsea, but I would imagine there'll be some sort of get-together, I would think, tonight. It's a special night for the players and the staff, of course. And you mentioned Pep Guardiola there, Stephen, and the job he's done. 5 titles in 6 years is just an unbelievable record. Well, how do you follow this man? I don't know, but he's a special manager, and the squad and the players that he's assembled and the brand of football is just out of this world. And they're at the top of the tree again, and everyone's trying to catch up.
Yeah, Pep Guardiola's won the title in 11 of his 14 seasons as a manager. Was there at a stage this season where you thought he might not with Arsenal's lead?
Yeah, I mean, Arsenal were flying. I think they had a lead in January. I think it was that wasn't, no team didn't win the league. Had the same amount of points in January, but they just kept going the last whatever amount of games. The home run for Man City was just, they got the bit between the teeth, as they seem to do in the second half of the season, every single season. And they just chase down teams or at the top of the league, and they win every single game. They're relentless. They're a team of winners. They're a squad of winners. The likes of Alvarez, who's on the bench most weeks, who's just won the World Cup. The strength and depth, Foden, Mahrez, all these guys aren't even on the pitch, And then you look at Haaland this year, 52 goals. Just a phenomenal record. Jack Grealish has come into his own this year. Bernardo Silva. I mean, the list goes on. De Bruyne. I mean, you could be here all day. Gundogan the game with some important goals at key moments. The performances all over the pitch. John Stones is playing 7 different positions, I think. So there's some outstanding performances.
And Shay, finally, any doubt in your mind they're going to do this treble now? 2 huge cup finals to play.
Yeah, the only question now is what does Pep do to the remaining 3 games? Obviously, you've got Chelsea tomorrow, 4 o'clock, and then, Brighton and Brentford the last 2 games. So you don't want to just down tools now and play the reserves because they've got a huge couple of games and 2 cup finals. He has to keep the fitness right and the balance right and keep the mentality right, because everyone thinks they're just going to turn up in both finals and win it. But we all know in sport and football it's never that easy, Steve. So it's just getting the balance right with fitness and keeping his best players sharp for both finals. But just want to say huge congratulations to the whole lot of them. What a great season again.
Absolutely. We'll talk to you tomorrow from the Etihad. You've got a lucky ticket to see that trophy presented. Shay, thank you very much indeed. Our good friend Owen Hargreaves was in the Manchester City squad when they won their first ever Premier League title. Can you believe there's 6 others now that have followed, Owen?
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, that's the one thing that really surprised me when I was there was the quality of the football club. Not just the players, that you saw, the Yaya Toure and David Silva and Sergio Aguero. It was more the fact what they also had behind the scenes in the whole football club. I was blown away at kind of in every department they had the best of the best. And I just think then you see what they're going to go on to achieve and the greatness they're going to achieve. I think people see the players and the managers, but what they have behind the scenes is as good as what you guys see on the football pitch. And that's why they continue to set the standards, I think, for everybody.
And you were part of that Bayern Munich squad that relentlessly won titles. Give us an insight of how you develop that kind of mentality that City have shown to get 5 in 6 seasons in a league as hard as the Premier League.
Well, I think it comes from Pep and it comes from the top, because if you think back to January, some of the issues that they had, obviously Cancelo leaving, that was a huge surprise, arguably the best fullback in the world. I think even Gundogan at times was critical of the team. Pep was critical of the body language of the players. They had some issues, but I think Pep called them out, even publicly. And then I think eventually, whether Cancelo was an issue within the football club, I don't know, but he left. And all of a sudden, John Stones come in at right back and been absolutely magnificent. You think about the impact that Kanji's had, which Ake has had. This is a different Manchester City team. Before we always had those brilliant world-class fullbacks. Now Zinchenko's gone. Gabriel Jesus is gone. Sterling's gone. The players that he didn't feel fit the mold anymore, he went in and replaced them, and the players have come in and done an incredible job. And I think it stems from Pep. Pep makes big calls. If he doesn't like something, he calls it out, like the body language in January. And then all of a sudden they have the capacity to go on these incredible runs where they can go and win 11 games in a row. And in the end, they got the top scorer in the division in Haaland in 36. They got the top creator in Kevin De Bruyne. They've got the most goals scored. They got the best defense. They virtually tick every box. And I think Pep isn't satisfied with mediocrity. He wants the best of the best. And that's why, this could go down as one of the greatest teams we've ever seen. If they win the treble, they put themselves in a conversation with only the best of the best.
Thank you, Owen. We'll see you in here tomorrow when City get the trophy at the Etihad. Just to round off, Stuart, as I said, a very different club to when you were here. 5 out of 6 has only been done 3 times in English top-flight history. That's the type of achievement and standards we're talking about here.
It tells you everything. I mean, Manchester City have wrestled the bias across Manchester from United, no doubt. In my last year as a manager, Pep sat in my office. He come on trial for 3 days, and it's amazing his journey now from that connection 16 years ago, however long it was, to actually what he's achieved at Manchester City is incredible.
Stuart, brilliant to have you with us today, and congratulations to Nottingham Forest as well, who have stayed in the Premier League. But Manchester City have done it again, another golden moment, 5 in 6 years. Congratulations to them.